Hi, so today we are looking at multiplication of integers, and one of the things that I've asked my students to do is to create a video using these double-sided counters in order to show the concept behind multiplying of positive and negative numbers. So we're going to take a look at the first box here, and essentially what we need to remember when we are multiplying is that multiplication is simply just a faster way to add. So if we take a look here at these numbers, we've got two groups of 5, and if you take a look at here, we've got this represented with these red chips. We've got a group of 5 and another group of 5, and because I said they're a faster way to add, if we just take those and put them together, we end up with 5, 10. So that's a pretty easy concept for us to understand. Now what happens, however, is when we get into these types of things, it says we have negative 2 groups of 5. So I've represented the 5 with these 5 positive chips on each side. However, one of the things that we need to understand is that this right here means that we're getting rid of 2 groups of 5. So how do we get rid of 2 groups of positive 5? Well, that's pretty simple. What we need to do is use the concept of zero principle. And zero principle is a concept that we looked at in class when we were talking about addition and subtraction of integers. So in order for us to get rid of 2 positive groups, we have to use 2 negative groups. So I'm just going to flip these counters over because it just gives me a visual of what these chips actually mean once I get rid of these 2 groups. Let me see if I can get those there. Some of these are a little sticky. Oh, this one doesn't have a double side. I'll just grab that another yellow one here. And what I'm doing right now is I'm visually representing, this one's not going to have a thing on the back either, nope. Visually representing me getting rid of those 2 groups of 5. So, oh, I got tricked again. So now what I've done is I've taken negative 2 groups of 5, got rid of 2 groups of positive 5, and I ended up with 2 groups of negative 5. And again, once I add them together, I end up with negative 10 instead of positive 10, which is different from here. Now, if you take a look down here, I left this one blank because this is a very similar concept to what you saw up here. All I did was switch the numbers around. It's saying that you have negative 5 groups of positive 2. So it means get rid of 5 groups of 2. It would be the exact same answer, which is negative 10. Now, this one down here is already set as yellow. It's already negatives. But what it's telling us to do is we have negative 2 groups of negative 5. So if we reword that to say get rid of 2 groups of negative 5, it simply means that I'm going to be taking and doing zero principle on these guys and getting rid of 2 groups of negative 5. And instead of flipping these over, what I'll do is I'll just lay red chips on top of it just to show you the getting rid of. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 groups of negative 5 by making them positive. That zeroes out or cancels out those groups of negative 5 that we were looking at. So by doing this, I'm doing what the math is asking me to do, which is cancel them out. And then once I've done that, once I've gotten rid of 2 groups of negative 5, I simply have my answer, and I end up with positive 10, which is the same as this. So the concept behind this, if you can think about it in terms of multiplication and think about it in terms of just changing the verbiage around, negative 2 groups means to get rid of 2 groups of positive 5. Down here, negative 2 groups means to get rid of 2 groups of negative 5 just by using the concept of zero principle. This is simply what multiplication is, and if you want to rewatch the video, you are more than welcome to rewatch, and thanks for watching.